Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great workout you can do in your home. It's the new year. Happy New Year. It's the first Monday of the new year, and so we need to get moving. Today I'm going to give you a great heart rate charge. So we're not going to use any equipment, but all of the exercises are designed to get your heart rate up and get you moving. So you can use some of these as ideas for warm-ups. You can use the whole thing as you just kind of want to get moving workout. I'm going to repeat each thing that we're doing for 1 minute. So we're going to do 6 different movements, but they're all designed to start getting your heart rate up and kind of keep it elevated throughout. So we're going to start by doing some standing marches. And go. So first, just get your arms pumping, get your knees going. And lots of times I tell you to do marches slowly for balance, but today's goal is to get your heart rate up. So if you do wear a heart rate monitor, you could monitor your heart rate. You can find heart rate charts all over the place. I can put a link, figure out where your heart rate should be, but it can also vary with different types of medications you may be on, so be aware of that. Really get your arms pumping. Try to lift your knees a little bit higher. We've got 20 more seconds to go. Lift those knees nice and high. Pump those arms. You can see if your heart rate's coming up a little bit. This isn't a super challenging one, but if you do feel this is a little much, you can bring it down. Bring those arms down. Just lift your knees up just a little bit. Pump them up a little higher to try to get your heart rate a little bit more. Okay, that's 1 minute. Now we're going to shuffle side to side. So you're going to bring your arms around in a circle and just kind of take a shuffle, side step. So we're not going to move very far, but you're bringing your arms up above your head here, which will increase your heart rate a little more. If this feels like a lot, you can just step through it. So it's kind of a step, back, step, touch, or you can kind of do a little hop with this back touch in between. Get those arms over your head. Again, if this feels like too much, you can go back to stepping. And then you can also keep your arms down and just kind of move them back and forth. That'll be a little bit easier on your heart rate if this is feeling like too much. Okay, that's 1 minute. Now we're going to do some punch jabs. So we're going to go right into it here. So you want your feet shoulder width apart, a little bit wider, hips back, knees bent, and we're going to go punch jabs. So we're going to do 30 seconds on one arm, forward, side, forward, side. So you really want to keep your abs really tight here. Forward, side, punch, jab. We've got 8 more seconds on this side. Keep this other one here. Just like if you're boxing, you want to have both hands right here to start. Forward, side, other arm. Forward, jab, punch, jab. So I'm kind of shifting my weight here, side to side as I go. So my legs are involved. This is an arm movement, but my core is nice and tight here. My legs are going side to side. And like I said, you've got your hips and your knees bent just a little bit. Good athletic position. And that was 30. Okay, now we're going to do grapevine. So we've done these in the past for balance, but if you pick up the speed a little, you're going to keep that heart rate going. So if you do have challenges with this, forward, back. Forward, back, and then just keep going side to side. If you have a nice long hallway, you can go all the way up and down your hallway. Back and forth. The more you kind of get a little hop to it, the more your heart rate will stay elevated. And then also, you can get a good twist with your upper body, kind of twisting towards that front knee. Okay, 5 more seconds. Okay, now we're gonna do some low jacks. So think jumping jacks. So we can go side to side like this to begin with. Your arms are staying low. You're just stepping side to side. Now notice I've got my knees bent. It's an active movement. I'm not just, stepping out like this. You're really engaged. Same thing. Knees bent, hips bent, abs engaged, arms out to the side. If this is too much, you can bring your arms like this. Bend those elbows. It makes a shorter lever. You can slow it down if it's feeling like a lot. If you feel like you want a little bit more, you can start by doing a full jumping jack, or maybe do 5. Bring it back down. Those jumping jacks can be pretty intense if you're already getting a little bit tired. And 10 more seconds. 3, 4, 5, back to low jacks. And the more quickly you go through them, the more your heart rate will be elevated as well. Okay, now for the last one, we're going to do walkouts. So many of you who come to my gym know how these work. They're sort of a modified burpee or a walkout into a plank. So I'm going to demonstrate the walkout to begin with. So I'm standing up nice and tall, bend your knees. You're going to walk yourself out to a plank and then walk all the way back up to standing. So doing these for a minute may feel really challenging. So maybe let's start with 30 seconds of these, because I know that these are really challenging. If that feels like too much, keep going if you're able to do them. If that feels like too much, we're going to modify it. I'm going to bring my camera up just a little bit. So you can bend down. Notice that my knees are bent and my hips are back. I'm not doing this. So my knees are bent. Step back into a plank and back to standing. So this is a modified way to do the walkout. Still having to engage your core here at the end, and your arms are holding your shoulders back up all the way tall. Now, if you find that you're getting dizzy at all with these, then don't, especially with the chair ones, you can just go back and forth like this, out to a plank and back up. So you don't have to stand all the way up in between. And then also the chair is there if you do feel like you're going to get dizzy or anything like that. So remember, we'll do a couple more walkouts for those of you who are still challenging yourself with these, all the way out to a plank, all the way back up. Remember to bend your knees here so that you're here and then you stand up. Don't do them with your legs straight here and then out and back. That's a different type of exercise. You can stop. It's been a minute. But it can be really hard on your hamstrings if that's not something you're used to. So start with your knees bent, walk yourself out, walk yourself back, and maybe start with 5 of them, or maybe start with 30 seconds and then work your way up. Okay, so that took us about 12 minutes. So you can keep going and do them all again, or you can use that as your warm-up before you start some of my other videos. Good job, everybody. Way to get here and way to get moving, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.